Alright, welcome back everybody to Operation Andromeda. This is the British Commonwealth and Free France turn 9. No housekeeping to keep track of. It already all got sorted out before the save was sent back over to us. So we will jump into the Commonwealth turn. We rolled for radar on Dice Maiden just to help us plan a little bit, and unfortunately it did miss. So we will hope to complete that next turn instead of having it this turn. Let's see. For buys, the British Commonwealth is going to be buying an artillery, 3 militia, a militia upgrade, and a colonial infantry. And then this cavalry also represents the fact that we are going to be repairing 3 of the damage on our London major factory. FEC, meanwhile, that's going to be all the Great British money. FEC is spending 8 of its $9 on a Gurkha and an anti-air artillery. And then Anzac has $1 to spend, but nothing to spend it on, and will surrender at the end of the turn since Japan controls Sydney and New Zealand, and basically all of Australia. I think Anzac actually has 1 land zone. 2. We have Tasmania and Northern Territory. But anyway, like I said, Anzac's going to surrender. So for the turn, we have our coastal sub and A13. We're going to bring down into A12 and raid the German line there. We're going to see if our fighter and destroyer in the Atlantic can actually hit something and go after the subs in A28. Our seaplane in Gibraltar is going to go after the, see if they can't get lucky and kill one of these Italian subs in A44. Over in the Pacific and in India, just 1 combat here. Japan did a lot of posturing around that we're going to have to respond to, so good for them. But we are going to send one of our infantry over into Anam Tonkin and take that for the FEC. And then in the biggest combat of the turn, we're going to be having going to be taking a swipe at Dak, seeing if we can't get rid of that. So we're going to have a transport pick up our infantry from Sicily, and we're going to have 2 of our battleships go with it. And they are going to come over into M8, and the transport is going to pick up the Marine, and then those 2 units are going to amphibiously assault and have the battleships store bombarding with them. Our other 2 regular infantry in Lower Egypt are going to walk over into Western Egypt to attack Dak, and then all 3 planes that we have, so fighter, attack bomber, and medium bomber, are all going to be joining in that attack on Western Egypt, seeing if we can get rid of Dak. So that's going to be the biggest combat by far of the turn. So we can go ahead and get rolling for these things. We will roll for the rating up here in the Baltic, and we'll just use these dice. I guess we can copy and paste them up here. So we'll be the British in yellow attacking, and that's going to be at a +1. Because I don't think Germany has... Yeah, Germany's complete attack is long range air, and this is still 4.1. Alright, so we're at a +1 in yellow. That's going to be no damage. So we'll come to our sub hunting here, and we have a fighter at 6 and a destroyer at 4. Mouse is going crazy. Alright, so fighter at 6 in teal, destroyer in 4 in red. That's gonna be no hits. These guys have not hit anything. That's funny. Alright, let's go to our seaplane in A4. Oh wait, we got to have these subs do get to shoot back at our destroyer. So that's gonna be 2 shots at 3. And they both miss out of 4. Wish I had that for my shore bombard rolls. So we'll go down to our seaplane in A44. This is 1 roll at a 3. I thought it was going to land. Alright, so seaplane misses as well. So I think all that leaves is the attack on Dak. Because there was no rolling for that, and I don't have any other combats. We're not gonna. We're thankful to have Norland. We're not gonna try for go to land. We're just gonna make him come after us here, and then Turkey doesn't have any. Yeah. So that just leaves DAC as our last thing here. So let's see. To start off with, we have 2 shore bombards at a 4 in blue. And then the Germans have 2 first strikes with their artillery at 3, and we'll do that in orange. So the blue is the British shore bombards at 4, and the orange is the German artillery first strike at 3. So hoping to get some battleship shore bombards hits here. And we do get one, and the Germans also get a shore bombard or a first strike hit with their artillery. So I've been in contact with Elite Golden, and he did want his, if the bombards hit, they would be going on the artillery, just so that everything else we get to roll. So that'll be 1 DAC artillery that gets deleted, and then the first strike will have to go on our Marine. So that leads us into the rest of the combat. So we will have 3 infantry at 1. We will have a fighter at 6. We will have a attack bomber at 7 and a medium bomber at 7. So our 3 infantry are going to be at 1 in blue. Fighter is going to be in orange at 6. Our attack bomber is going to be at purple at 7. Medium bomber is also at 7 in green, but the attack bomber has the target select, so that's why it's a different dice. So we will roll that. Hoping for some plane hits here. That target select would be very nice. And we do get all 3 plane hits, so that is fantastic, including the target select. So this is a great start to this combat. So that's going to be the little medium tank that we take for the target select, and then he wants the light tank in the artillery to be the next 2. So we'll set that back out. I shouldn't have deleted the medium so I can remember it to roll it. So anyway, the artillery has already rolled. So the Germans will have a light tank, or actually we'll do that in this instead. So the Germans are going to have a light tank at 1 in orange. They're going to have a medium tank at 5 in green. And then they will have their 3 infantry at 4 in purple. So this is going to be purples or 4s. Light tank is orange at a 1, and green is medium tank at a 5. So we will roll that. That's going to be 3 hits that we have to take too. So that's not that bad for the German defense roll. Let's see. So that's going to be Wolf. Okay. We're going to take the 3 infantry that we have, of course. And he's going to take these 2. Whew, okay, so is this worth... losing planes to kill these infantry? I think ultimately the answer is yes, because... well, let's see. Let's see. So... he's got a lot of planes in Italy that have range. So if we kill the... ugh. Whew, okay, this is tough decision making here. Okay, I think we do need to go another round. Okay. What do I want to do? So we would have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 defenders. No, we'd have 10 defenders. And he would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. This is a tough decision. Okay. but I think let's see, Japan can reach with some stuff as well. We can stick a ship on this side of the port though. Pretty well block the Japanese, I think. We have a bunch of heavy cruisers over here though. So let's see, it would be 3 4s against 2 7s and a 6. So we'd have a decent shot at getting 2 hits. He'd have a decent shot at having 1 hit. I think we just want our planes instead of that. How many fighters does he have? 4? Yeah, 4 fighters and attack bomber. So that would be 31, 33, 35, 37. We'd have ten, 14, 19, 31, 40, 42. Yeah, we'd have more pips than we would. So I do believe we are going to end it there and just retreat our planes back into Lower Egypt, having killed a lot of the DAC forces. Although, let me think about that, because we killed 4 of them, but we also lost 4 defenders. Does that really change anything? Alright, there's no more rolling for the turn to do. So I think I'm going to pause the video and think about this more instead of making you guys watch this. I guess we do actually have a couple of rolls, and that is these recruitment rolls here, but that's not going to affect whether or not these hit. Isn't going to affect any of my movement, so I'm going to go ahead and roll recruitment for Iran and Turkey. Iran isn't making any movements against this and just rolls recruitment at a 1 and actually hits. Okay, so we will put, I think we'll just put 2 militia into southern Iran, and then we'll go and do Turkey. Turkey does have movements. Their cav is going to come back into Istanbul, and their infantry is going to rail into Istanbul, and their artillery is going to go into Arkadenis, and then we will roll a recruitment for Turkey on a 4. So that misses at a 9. Alright, so that's all that. I am going to go ahead and pause the video so I can think about whether or not I want to. Well, no, that's pausing and then doing this though, so I guess I got to make that decision now, because this would be rolling if I decided to press this more. You know what, no, I'm just not going to press it. We're just going to have it do this. Retreat back into Lower Egypt. Okay, so I think all of our combat moves are done now. So for non-coms, we'll start over here. We're going to leave 1 FEC infantry in Burma, and then walk the rest back, walk the rest of the 32nd back into Bengal. With the exception of, we are going to use our Anzac transport and deposit an infantry into Calcutta. That was part of the 32nd there. And then this Anzac transport is dead because Anzac will surrender. This is staying the way it is. I think really we just have some fleet movements to do. So our thing here, let's see. One, two, three, four. Yeah, these three guys though. So seaplanes going back to Gibraltar. Planes already put back to Egypt. So out of the first fleet, everything that has 4 movement is gonna walk into M6 or sail into M6, along with the torpedo boat destroyer, and deposit the torpedo boat destroyer in M6. The way the things work, the subs get to engage when my ships enter. So they would have to fight all of this stuff. And he has elected not to do that. So from there, most of it's going to come back into the first fleet, back into M2. I think we are going to take... Oh, our light carrier is coming off out of port in Egypt and going 1-2 and joining the first fleet. And a fighter from southern England is flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and landing on that there. So we will have that be a thing, and then we are going to have a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser. So these 2 units had gone into M6, and they are going to be coming into M8. The heavy cruiser is going to go in port in Lower Egypt. The light cruiser is going to stay on the sea zone. I think that's how that's going to work. This will be out in the sea zone. These guys. We are going to put... we're going to take our 2 transports that were in port in Lower Egypt, and they are going to move over and go into port in Gibraltar. And actually they're going to stay on the sea zone, and they'll be with the first fleet with that other transport there. So yeah, I think that's going to be all the movements actually. We just got to figure out what we're doing up here. So... okay. We don't really have this to worry about this turn, so I think if we do put the light carrier here, fighter's going to land on it there, and then we're going to bring our coastal defense ship over and our submarine over. And then can get the American destroyers to do things. So I think that's how we'll play that. These could come up here, but we'll have 2 fighters. So. And that thing can still land even if they kill a carrier. So that'll be that. Yeah, okay, so I think that's it for the British. We'll collect money. So Great Britain's at 28 and collects +3 for having the Suez, so it goes to 31. FEC is at 6, so that'll go to 7, and then Anzac has surrendered. So British buys, we're sticking the artillery into Cape Town. We'll go ahead and bring these over. So the AAA is going in Calcutta, the Gurkha is going into the 32nd in Bengal. I was going to leave an infantry in Burma, so we'll do that. And then is this extra militia? So the cavalry was 3 factory damage in London. So 1, 2, 3. The militia. Okay, so 1 militia is for Norland. 1 militia is for Sicily. And 1 militia, or in the last 3 units, are all going to Egypt. So militia upgrade and a militia for Lower Egypt, and the colonial in Lower Egypt as well. So that basically just means we need an infantry to stick in here. So that'll be the Great British turn. We already collected the income, and we already did Iran and Turkey. We are going to move the Turkish destroyer. It's just going to come down into M. Actually, we're going to put it into M2. That actually reminds me, I did want to put. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, we'll just keep it like this. Okay, that'll take us to France. France has $4. They're going to be spending 3 on an infantry and saving 1. So free French infantry. And we're going to be putting that in Morocco, so we're just go ahead and stick that there. France, for its combat, only has 1 combat move, and that's going to be taking our medium bomber onto map in A44 and trying to kill one of these Italian subs. So we will roll this D12 and hope to get a 7 or less, and we miss. Alright. Unfortunate, but oh well. So medium bomber will go back to Gibraltar, and then our French fighter on Sardinia is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on Lower Egypt and help defend that. So that's going to be our that's going to be all of our movements there, and we will collect $2 as free France, go back to 3, and we will pass it over to Elite Golden for the Italian turn 9.